Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my overdose that recently happened like 2 weeks ago. Um it was after Christmas, like a couple days after Christmas, and I've had more than one overdose in my past history. And I'll start by saying that I'm very sorry to anybody who has gone through this because it's not easy, and a lot of people go through so many things, and I'm very sorry for that. You know, you should never feel like that's your last option. And if you ever feel hopeless, worthless, like there's no point on living life anymore, please get help. Like, I'll put the suicide number, prevention number. There's so many people who you don't even know that feel that way. And some people don't get lucky enough to still be alive. I don't know how I'm lucky enough to still be alive even after all of the times that I've attempted in the past. Um, I really don't. I don't. But I'm very grateful because I have my son, and I wouldn't, every day waking up to him is amazing, and I'm glad to still be in his life. And some people aren't that lucky and they don't get to live the rest of their life. So if you ever feel that way, please ask somebody for help. Never feel like you're a burden to anybody. Just go ask. It might seem very hard, but it always gets better. I promise. It gets better. Um, so my first ever overdose was in middle school. Um, Nobody knew about it. Um, my dad, I think, just thought I was going crazy because I was having hallucinations. Um, a lot of my overdoses, I was very close to death. So, like I said, I don't know how I'm still here, but I'm very lucky and I'm very blessed and I'm very grateful. But yeah, that was the first time ever. I would say because it was my home environment was affecting me. My parents wouldn't get along. They were always arguing. And I'm not saying it's their fault at all. I love you guys if you're watching this. But it affected me a lot. And then I would go to school and I would get bullied by kids or people. And I just felt very alone. I wasn't as close to my sister then, but I did love her so much, and I still do love her so much. Um, yeah, that was like the first time ever. And then fast forward, I got raped when I was 15 by an old ass guy. He was like in his 20s, whatever. And he took advantage of me. And I did not really speak in my first video that I ever made about that. I didn't really say everything that happened. For certain reasons, I wasn't ready. I didn't feel like I really needed to put everything out there. Um, I A lot of people were saying that I was lying, whatever, blah blah blah. That's not true. You're never gonna know unless you're the one who goes through it, and you should never put people down who gone through that, or you should not even be putting people down for any reason. That just shows how bad of a person you are and how of an insecure person you are, that you're taking out your hurt and putting it onto other people. And some people don't realize that it does affect people a lot. By you going and commenting or saying bad things about a person after they've gone through something terrible, it takes a toll on you. It does. And Yeah, I was 15. He not only raped me but physically abused me. I had bruises, and that led to a lot of overdoses during that span of time. Um, I did go to the hospital for a couple of them, and I think like I don't remember how many times I went to the hospital. But during that time, I'm sorry, my dogs. During that time, I also went to a mental hospital. Um, and that was my first experience ever at a mental hospital. I would say it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. I did see a lot of bad things happen. I saw a girl trying to kill herself right in front of me, and that even added more trauma to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like people here, some people don't even have their parents to go to. A lot of people would leave their own kids there and didn't care about their kids. And I was so lucky enough to have my mom call me. Like, I think she called me every day while I was in there. So I'm very lucky to have that, you know. So many people take that for granted. Not everybody has somebody to talk to. Not everybody has somebody they can trust. So I'm very thankful for that. And yeah, I just felt very in such a bad place because of what had happened to me. And I felt very alone as well. Like I couldn't talk to anybody. I did start getting therapy because of that. And it helped a little bit, but therapy doesn't always help unless you're willing to be honest about everything that happened to you. I'm sorry, my dog is unless you're willing to be honest and open with yourself and truthful to yourself and with that other person, then that's the only way you'll probably benefit off of therapy. Unless you're willing to want to change within yourself. If you don't want to change and you want to stay where you're at and stay in the same place, then you're going to stay in the same place until you want the help, you know? And you're like, oh, okay, I want help. I need help. You have to kind of see it for yourself. And then, yeah, I had a couple overdoses during that time. And then my last recent overdose, which I never thought would happen, I just felt, I was also raped again this year. So that was really hard for me. Somebody in my family assaulted me as well. And I also had lost my dog that we were very close to. That was our first dog. Not only that, but I also had found out that my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And I just felt, and I was also in a very horrible relationship. And I'm very grateful that I ended that because it was horrible. Yeah, it was just a lot of things that I let pile on, and I didn't really deal with them face on. I was kind of like suppressing my emotions and feelings and letting everything just pile on. And then also, I'm a single mom, so his father's not involved in his life at all. He doesn't help me financially. He's just gone. People are probably gonna ask, why aren't you putting this guy on child support? I've been trying for like more than a year, and it's still undergoing process. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if they're gonna dismiss my case. But just, I'm leaving it all up to the universe, you know? Yeah, that was really hard for me, especially being raped. So I've been raped more than once, 3 times. And I was first molested, I think probably in middle school as well, by a female doctor. I went to a doctor's appointment and I went for my back, and she started touching my private parts, and yeah, it was very disgusting. And now I have a very hard time going to see doctors because of what had happened to me when I was young. And ever since then, I never like going to the doctors again. And that was very hard for me as well. But that had led to, all of that led to my last overdose. And I did have my son. And I feel so horrible because I'm like, I have my son, like, how could I do that, like, to him? But I just felt so alone, so helpless, hopeless, worthless, everything. I didn't want to be here. I just wanted all the pain to go away, and I didn't know how to make it go away. And I thought that was my last option. So they said I was at risk of having a seizure, going into a stroke. My body was sweating a lot. I threw up. My mom's the one who took me to the hospital, so I'm very glad she did. Then after that, I was on suicide watch for like a day in the hospital. First, they were like checking my vitals and stuff, make sure I wasn't going into a seizure. And then after they saw that I was okay, like kind of okay, then they took me into a different room where I was like on suicide watch. There's like a police officer watching me the whole time. They took everything away from my room in case you like try to hurt yourself or any of those things, or some people try to run away. So they have to make sure that somebody's watching you. And they didn't even have a shower in my room. So I couldn't even shower because from the medication, I was sweating so much. Like, it was one of the side effects. So I definitely smelled musty. And then after that, shortly, they took me into an ambulance. I went with my mom to a mental hospital again. And then that was my third time in a mental hospital. And yeah, they took me in. I was there for 6 days. I literally got out not too long ago. And that was a very life-changing experience for me. All of the people that I met there, not all of them, most of the people that I met there were really sweet people. A lot of the girls, I really liked them. They were there for me, and I tried to be there as much for other people as well, going through stuff. Even though I was going through a tough time, I think we all were trying to be there for each other. So I thought that was very comforting, and knowing that other people are going through things too, but we can still be there for one another. And that was honestly a very life-changing experience for me. It made me realize a lot of things. It made me realize that I need to change my life for myself. And ever since then, I've just been trying to continue being better than I was yesterday, you know? I feel so much more better than I have in these last couple of months. I'm at a better mindset, mental place. I am now barely starting to receive therapy again because I know I need the help and desperately, and I want to fix myself. I want to make myself a better person, not only for myself but for my son, because he deserves the best mom in the world. And that's all I want to give to him. And that's what he deserves. And I deserve to be happy as well. So, this video was not even planned at all. But I was like, maybe somebody could benefit from this video. And maybe they're going through something similar. Also, men don't talk about mental health enough. A lot of people don't talk about mental health enough. While I was in the mental hospital, I saw there was way more men than there was women, and I was like, whoa, like that's crazy. So I want to shed light on men's mental health as well, because we're all important. We should all be able to speak about our feelings and be able to go to at least one person that you trust. And I hope that you all at least have one person that you can go to, because that's so important in life. Like, you at least need to have one good person that will be there for you, and you should be there for them as well. Be there for everybody, because you never know what anybody's going through. You truly, really don't. If you made it through the end of this video, thank you for watching. I want to shed light on also suicide awareness, because it's so important. So many people feel like alone, and you should never feel that way. There's always people that care about you and love you so much. And if you think there's people that don't care about you, there is. Maybe you haven't even met them yet, but give life a chance. Give yourself a chance. Always be true to yourself and keep on going, because things do get better. Even if you don't see it yet, things will always get better. I promise. Thank you for watching.